Today on the Average Joe's of Arizona, we're going to do a quick walk around and review on the Grand Cherokee. Okay, so what's up YouTube? Hey, a lot of people have asked me if I still have the WJ since I've been doing some videos with the Rubicon lately, and yes, I do have the WJ, the Grand Cherokee still. That's going to go to my son here shortly. He's going to start earning it from me. Anyway, wanted to post up some information on the WJ, stuff we've run into. Just do a quick review. I think it's been it's been 6 to 12 months since we put that lift on. Time flies. Anyway, we're going to kind of do a little review on that, talk about some of the issues that I talked about, like Turkey Creek, the driving up to Turkey Creek, the transmission kind of was giving me a little bit of fits. I've been having the check engine light come on with the transmission codes go come on, come off, come on. So we're going to kind of just walk around, just going to do a quick walk around, update people on it, and you know, maybe look at some small projects that we're going to do on it, just to clean it up a little bit. So that's what we got coming up.
Okay, so just a quick walk around, give you a little bit of a status on what we got going on with the WJ. If you remember, took it to Turkey Creek, and prior to that we did change out the tires, put bigger tires on, put a lift on. The lift has been working good for me. I do hear a lot of clunking in the back. I talked to another Grand Cherokee owner, and he says that seems to be normal. Just anytime you go over a bump, it kind of it's not a quiet lift, that's for sure. We did put on the CB, and if you remember, I did try to mount it. I thought I'd mount it up here. That didn't work out, didn't look so good. Did some digging, saw some people, they came up with a way to mount it, use that same bracket and mount it on the taillight here. Ran the wire through the inside of the taillight, so that does give it a cleaner look on it. I do have a 4-foot antenna, which I like the range on. It should work okay. Did put the H&K tire carrier on. No issues there. That's been running really good for me. Now, like I was talking, boost this up here so I can see here. This rack is a cheap little rack that I had available. The front fairing on it broke. It was just a little plastic polyurethane type of fairing, wasn't. So it's been sitting up there without one on it. And I do have it tied in. Just used its own hardware to tie. I don't know if you can see it there. Used its own hardware to tie into the cross members here on the rack. So I want to pull that down and situate that a little better. Center it. I might get some. We'll get some cross members down at the hardware store. Try to figure out how to get that centered a little better. It doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look great. So I want to repaint that, maybe put a fairing on and center that up really good. Other than that, transmission, I'm going to crawl under there today and take some PB blaster, maybe some WD-40, and just clean the electrical connectors off there, just to see if that's what's throwing the code. Now the code came back from Turkey Creek. I had that code about a week later. It didn't have the check engine light. I'm still showing the code is resident in the system. However, the check engine light is off. So it came back on about 2 weeks ago, and then it went off just the other day. So I'm hoping that it could be just the electrical connectors with that. We'll see. Then the last but not least, want to, if you remember right, I did on Turkey Creek, it did some damage here. It really pulled that metal out, got a hold of it really good, so that's not going to work. Really can't four-wheel with it like that. I'm going to slice the tire open, and you can see here where it took some chunks out. Lucky I didn't slice it. So we have got to address the fender, and I may cut as much up. I may take that out and come back down. I don't want to cut into this and lose this panel. I am not rubbing back here. It's all up front here. So I'm going to probably cut into it, mostly with the front. But we'll tape that off and see, and check that out. Last but not least, this has got a hydraulic fan in it, where the cooling fan, if you're not familiar, runs off the hydraulic pump. And that pulley right there, if that pulley goes, you're dead in the water. That's just not the power steering pulley, it's for your cooling fan. And that's what happened coming back from a trip. That pulley disintegrated. Bad pulley or something, I don't know, but it was making that same exact sound that I got the last little bit going up I-17 when I went to Turkey Creek, that high-pitched whine. So that's suspect as well. So we're going to dig into some of these problems and try to solve them. Get it running top-notch. We're going to clean out the engine compartment too as well. Might as well do that. But that's what I have on the books for this Grand Cherokee. Get it to the status it should be. I like this vehicle. It's really nice. And I didn't think I'd like these Grand Cherokees as much, but it's fun to drive. It's nice. It's really plush inside it's 2001. It's got all the electrical that you could ask for, seat warmers, all that stuff. So, and the interior is not too bad. But I do like driving it. It's comfortable. It's nice. Hate to give it to my son, but I already promised it to him. So that's what we're going to do. Get this thing back up and running the way it should be.